Everybody, this is Dan, and last week we talked about the first of the four abilities, which is your capability, and we talked about framing it in the form of a transformation because that's what people want. They want a transformation from where they are to where they want to be. Very simple. So the second part of the four abilities, and again, let's go through them. They are capability, reliability, likability, and predictability. So those four abilities, when you communicate them effectively, you have a complete message. And isn't that what often we have a problem with, whether we're talking about creating emails or an advertisement or a blog post or just talking about our capabilities in a video or on our website? This is where we get stuck. We don't have a comprehensive model by which to communicate every aspect so that we can really have the ultimate impact on our audience. And so that is exactly what the four abilities is about. And so again, capability was first. Now let's talk about reliability. So how do we talk about our reliability? Reliability is simply how well we are at creating the transformation, that is the capability that we want to accomplish in our audience. And so the main way we do that is oftentimes through testimonials. If transformation is the capability we're going for, then testimonials are the proof of that capability. So that tells everyone how reliable we are at achieving this capability. So let's kind of break it down. What kind of testimonials are we looking for? What kind of reliability testimonials are we talking about? So first of all, let's talk about the number of testimonials. Let's be honest, more is always better. Why? So we need to realize that when we're communicating reliability, what we're really doing is we're fighting against skepticism. And if we can drown that human skepticism, which is a good protective mechanism from people getting taken advantage of, basically from getting screwed over, if we can fight against that skepticism, that kind of lingering skepticism. Some people are unaware that they have it, but some people are just optimistic and forward thinking, but thank goodness they have that thing. Otherwise they'd get taken advantage of every 5 minutes. And maybe you've been taken advantage of and you're kind of a little hesitant. You want people to prove themselves. And so that's what we're trying to address through this reliability aspect of the four abilities. So again, testimonials do that. And the more testimonials we have, the more effective we are at doing that. So testimonials should be effective. They should be abundant, as many as you can get. Sometimes we can only get one. Sometimes we can get 50, and we should get those. So how do we get them? I have a friend, Dave Haas. He's great at getting testimonials. And if you want, get in contact with me, and I'll get you hooked up with him. If you have a service industry business or something, you need these kind of testimonies. This is really where he shines. So, but a testimonial should talk about what kind of things? They should talk about transformation. In order to talk about transformation, you need to talk about where you were and where you ended up. And the more dramatic that transformation is, the more impactful it's going to be. But it's not just enough to be impactful. We also have to be credible. So in order to be credible, we need to be able to prove it. You cannot, that skepticism says, oh, that testimonial was coaxed or it's fabricated or whatever. So the more proof we can provide, if we can show pictures of how we were living before and how we're living after, that can be effective. Now anyone can stand next to a Ferrari, right, and say, hey, I've got this great Ferrari because I've worked hard. So anyone can walk around inside a mansion. You can rent a mansion for a day, or have your realtor friend let you in. So we need to be able to prove it in an effective way. And it's not necessarily bringing out all the the documentation or whatever. Of course, that can all be fake. So what we want to do is to be authentic people. So look for people to give testimonies that are authentic, that they really did get a transformation. Dramatic is great, but to be honest, authentic is even better. Someone that people can relate to. I think most people in America, to be honest, are living just barely above their means, and that's hard. That takes a strain on people, because what happens? The furnace goes out. We're in Minnesota, and it's still snowing outside, so the furnace goes out, or the air conditioning goes out, or the car goes out, and now we got to pay for it, and now we're in that kind of precarious position. So when we talk about those types of transformations, so I do a lot of B2B stuff, and so what I like to focus on is, hey, I can get your business to the next level. So that's the kind of transformation we want to provide. So again, capabilities are all validated through this reliability factor. So that's the second of the abilities. So think about, how can you prove it? If you don't have testimonials, you can look at studies. This reliability, which is really credibility, is really about showing that you know your stuff. So you can do it now. If you haven't provided that transformation for somebody yet, you can talk about the need for the transformation. You can talk about the effective path to to that transformation, and you can talk about your, why your method is so cutting edge. And people don't notice, when you, if you watch a video about some study that was done, about some aha moment, some scientific discovery. Oftentimes that discovery was never ever tested in the real world. It was only a discovery that they saw on paper, or they saw the data and they lined it up and they said, now we're gonna, we're able to go this direction. But a lot of times, say it's a vaccine or something, we don't know for 20 years if it's, if it's actually going to have the desired effect without any side effects. So remember that the human mind can project the outcome that it's seeking. It can actually say A plus B equals C. Yes, I'm going to go for A and B because I want C. So don't worry about it if you can't get the testimonials that you want. Then you need to focus on the process and the pieces and the puzzle that you solve. You need to provide studies that show the problem and studies that show the outcome, and then a logic that says that my solution reaches this outcome. So that's the second of the four abilities, reliability, and how you can provide reliability in your communication. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. This is Dan from Traffic Resources. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.